The following content loves you enough to not include Avengers spoilers. We did a whole separate thing for that, so that's how much we love you. Start the show. That's the fuck I'm talking about. That is what the fuck I am talking about.
That's right.
We don't do spoilers around here. We come up in the world, goddammit. Niggas plus information plus alcohol equals opinions while black. Your black ass cheat sheet for the weekend foolishness and fuckery. I am your boy Oz.
I am D. Randle, a.k.a. You know, until a moment ago, I thought you were a Build-A-Bear. Deep dive.
Oh, deep dive. You ain't ready for that one. You'll get it when you get it. Oh, man. It's been a hell of a week. What's been going on with you?
I got my life back. If you listen to our spoiler-filled in-game review, you know that I finally got my life together and saw Avengers Endgame. The culmination of a very, very busy week. And y'all, I made it through a year. No trailers, no spoilers.
Man.
I made it.
That's dedication.
And I'm thankful for it.
I couldn't have done it.
I'm here.
I couldn't have done it. That's dedication. I need at least one trailer.
Mm-mm.
The DC movies are fucked up so bad. I need at least one trailer to know what I'm signing up for. But Marvel, honestly, Marvel has enough credit in the bank where they do good work, so I trust them. Hell of a weekend last weekend.
Yeah,
it was a lot of shit in town, like we said. It was a lot of shit in town. We both went on our respective podcast trips.
Yep.
Yours,
you were looking forward to yours for a hot second.
Listen, if you've listened to this show, if you are a real fan of this show, you know I was looking forward to Horrible Decisions. Shout out to Mandy and Wheezy. And also, D. Randle went to Joe Budden.
Went to the Joe Budden podcast. Shout out to all of the other podcasters that were in attendance. That was like 90% of the audience.
Yo, and then, well, I'm not gonna tell that story. I'll tell it another time. But apparently, so the after party was at my man's bar 2200. Shout out to Burn. And heard it was a good look. They shouted y'all out on the show. You know, Joe Budden shout out Turkey Leg Hut.
Yeah. So yeah, y'all need to go ahead and go now.
Go right now. Price gonna go up.
Valet Park is gonna be $75.
Real talk, it's gonna be $200 to sit outside. Y'all heard it here first. I ain't lying. Well, you go first. How was Joe Budden?
It was. The thing about podcast live events is that they are just like the podcast itself.
Bet.
But with the thing I like about it is there's more fan interaction, so there's
True.
a bit more authenticity. It made me realize that when we start getting out there doing some live shit, that you motherfuckers will not be ready.
I think he just spilled the beans.
I'm just saying.
But that's in the future. That's in the future, far future.
Yeah. It was good though. A lot of engagement. A lot of couples there. A lot of couples.
Really?
There. Yeah, I was actually surprised. A lot of couples were there, and it was a fun time. If you like the podcast, you will like this. And there were some obvious moments in there that are going to get edited out of the podcast.
Oh yeah, of course.
Some very obvious moments, but it was funny. I like the chemistry, and yeah, it was fun.
That's what's up, man. Horrible Decisions was an interesting experience. Weezy was looking mad good. I mean, they were both looking good, but Weezy, goddamn, she had that tight red dress on, them heels. Jesus Christ. I honestly didn't know what to expect as far as how the percentages in the audience were gonna shake out.
Mm-hmm.
I was definitely probably one of 2 or 3 single men, straight single men there.
Right for the picking.
There were the only other dudes I saw. There were dates. There were a couple of gay dudes that got shouted out. But they put on a good show, and they put on a good show that's very interactive. A homeboy of mine, TJ, got to go up on stage. They have a great game that they do, where they name a position, a sexual position, and instead of just explaining how the position goes, you have to act out what the position looks like. But they let you act out what the position looks like on Mandy. Oh man, I have never seen dudes try so hard to get some shit right, and they definitely got them all right. Oh, I bet you did. I love how they were all involved in being bent over. Now, all of them, in some form or fashion.
Wow.
The other thing, and I kind of I'm going to let this go ahead and bleed into my humans ain't shit because it's part of what I wanted to get across today. Y'all, so at the beginning, Brother Mouse Jones, the self-proclaimed king of voice of New York or something, was getting the crowd warmed up, talking some shit, and he was looking out in the audience, and he comes over to me. I'm kind of in the middle of. I'm sitting in the relative middle. He comes over. He goes, "Who you here with?" And I said, "I ain't here with nobody." You know, and I did have a friend that wanted to come into town and come see the show, but they couldn't make it. And I was nobody. I mean, I had a friend that was coming in, but she can't make it. So, no, nobody. He goes, "I'm gonna watch you." And I go, "What the fuck for?" You know, he was trying to make a little comedy thing. I was like, "The fuck for, nigga?" And he goes, "Man, who goes to the horrible host show by themselves?" And I wasn't used to anybody 5'8" talking to me this way. You know, in the South, we go by because I'm bigger than you rules. And and fortunately, the women knew what was up. They were like, he doing what he's supposed to do. He went to where the hoes at. That was exactly what the woman in the audience said. They clapped for it. It was like, he went to where the hoes at. He's single. That's what he's supposed to do. And the thing was, Mandy and Weezy, right. Yeah. And the thing was, Mandy and Weezy had been saying on the podcast, single niggas need to come out to this shit. Right. Single straight niggas there are not enough single straight niggas in the audience. They need to come out to this shit because all the baddies are here. And they are not lying. All the badass women are there. Shout out to Kiki from Cocktails. God damn, she fine. Shout out to Lex P, my nigga. Y'all never see her in an event. God damn. And so, like, it was weird for me. Now, when Mandy and Weezy got there, they definitely shouted out the single straight men that were there. I just thought that they could have let Mouse in on that shit. Because that is one of those things, because men nowadays, that's a hard thing to do, to be out somewhere and be looking. Yeah. And be on the prowl. And he definitely made the shit weird. Shout out to my nigga. I think that was RJ Wright up, poetry god up at the front. Who was telling him how he likes it. God damn it. And yeah, they were like, you know, shout out to single straight dudes for coming out on their own and, you know, being where the ladies are at. Y'all. And Mouse came over to me again. He was like, "Man, I'm gonna watch you." I was like, "What the fuck you watching me for?
Watching me for? You need to watch them.
Watch them. What, nigga? You 5'8". How the fuck you gonna watch me? Nigga, you 5'8" in a fucking jumper. How you gonna watch me? Get the fuck out of here.
Watch someone in your weight class, man.
Bruh. Nigga with his hair tied up in a bun like he fucking Wilma Flintstone at this motherfucker.
You gotta beat the side boss before you get to me.
Right? Oh, man. I need you to get a mushroom before you try to jump at me, sir. God damn. So, but I wanted that to lead into one of the things I feel like isn't happening anymore. the age of the wingman is dying.
It's a dying art, man. But it's also very difficult to be one in these times. Now, I'm not a single person,
Right.
but I'm told by my single friends that dating has become complicated as of late.
It is a fucking jungle out there.
And it's very difficult to be a wingman when you yourself are in search of the prize.
Go on to click the comments group and listen to some of them debates and conversations and tell me single life ain't hard. Men and women, but we're talking to the men this one.
Yeah.
The age of the wingman is dying, and part of the act of the wingman, it's not about being sleazy, it's about confidence.
Right.
It's about confidence and building your man's and helping your man with that confidence to know that they're not alone. There's strength in numbers. Because women go everywhere in packs. Let me tell you something. All the sisters I saw at Horrible Decisions, they all came in packs. And that's a hard situation, being one dude walking up on 4 women.
Ooh, it's tough.
2 of them ain't feeling you.
And sometimes the role of a quality wingman. I was once one of the greatest wingmen that ever lived. Especially once I got married.
Yeah.
It's easy to be a wingman
Because you ain't got shit to, you're not invested.
You're not expecting anything in return. Really, your whole purpose is distraction. So one wingman can hold off about 2 to 3 women. Sometimes it's just sectioning off one for your homeboy to shoot a shot with real quick. Like there's no promise of success, but really you're just providing an opportunity.
Right.
You're just providing an opening, and I think fellas just aren't really able to do that nowadays.
It's rough, man, because everybody's apprehensive, and so it's definitely divided a lot of fellas. And I think if there were more wingmen and there were more dudes coming to these things, there should have been niggas in groups coming to Horrible Decisions.
2 or 3.
Oh, like 2 or 3 niggas. Like get a gang together.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because women, black women particularly, are asking where all the men are at.
Yep.
They're at these things. They're out being social, and they're asking. I've read a couple of articles. They're asking where all the single men are at these things.
Good question.
And this is strange to me because I definitely don't want to go to the same 2 bars looking for women. That's how you get a reputation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You only go to the flat and like 50-15.
50-15 probably. I do regular at 50-15, but. Like, I just feel like there could be a little more camaraderie amongst the fellas, because honestly, I think if there were more groups like this, where y'all say let's go ahead and plan an evening and mob out, and we go to Horrible Decisions, and after that we hit up Alley Cat, which it was at Matt's, so it's just right up the street.
Oh yeah.
And we can hit up Alley Cat and, the after party, after function there. And it was a Saturday night, so it's poetry night. So they in there with live band. That's a plan, man. That's cool. And I feel like if men got into more groups, there'd be less fuck niggas on their own doing fuck shit.
Very true.
Because they'd have a homeboy to go, bro, that ain't it.
That is not the move.
That's not the move. That ain't it. Don't do that no more.
And now that you kind of hit the nail on the head, man. What's messing a lot of y'all dudes up is that y'all are out there by yourselves. You're a pure shooter, but you don't have a quality point guard to get you the rock.
Facts.
Sometimes you just need someone to call the offense for you, and you just run the play, man. Y'all out there unchecked.
You out here trying to Russell Westbrook it. See what happened to him.
Trying to rush the shot, man. And sometimes you just gotta stay within the lines. You just need somebody to call a timeout and say, all right, man, just regroup for a minute before you go out and you shoot from 30. Just dribble twice and go for the layup. That's what I'm saying, man.
And it'd be less niggas out there calling women bitches. They don't want to talk to them. Well, fuck you then. You wouldn't be like that with me. Hey, chill.
And that's when you lost.
Next game. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Try another one. So I just think there could be a lot more camaraderie amongst straight single men as far as these functions, as far as diversifying your functions.
And it doesn't challenge your manhood, fellas.
At all, bro.
It doesn't.
At all. Like because y'all all have a purpose.
Yes.
Why do you think the wolf pack from The Hangover had so much fucking fun? You know what I'm saying? But that's all. I mean, that's all I really wanted to get in on that. Is for the most part, Horrible Decisions was a real good time, man. I really had a good time, man. Shout out to Mandy and Wheezy. Double shout out to Wheezy. You didn't notice this year, but next time the live shows come around, it's gonna be a different move.
No, we forgot.
Mad at Blue Check.
Forgot the opening.
The opening shots. Let's do it. Bang.
Yep.
Okay, shut up. Okay, shut up.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
There we go.
Song of the week. I'm gonna slow it down a little bit, man. I can't believe I've done this show this long, our 40th episode, and I have not highlighted one of my favorite acts in music, and that is Daft Punk. From one of my favorite albums of theirs, Random Access Memories. This is The Game of Love.
Nice.
So pour yourself a little something, sip something, chill out for a minute, and we'll be right back with more Opinions While Black. Let's go. And that was The Game of Love by Daft Punk.
Dope.
That is my favorite song on that fucking album.
They go hard, man.
That was a hot disco album.
Yep.
But that song, that took me back to like Miami Vice, like Sonny and Rico in the car, headed to the gunfight.
Yeah. There it is.
You know, getting the call from Edward James almost to back off, and they go anyway. The slow moment with Sonny getting too close to the girl. Sonny almost got married like 5 times on that show.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, god damn. But yeah, that is definitely one of my favorite Daft Punk songs. Definitely one of my favorite Daft Punk albums. Definitely cop Random Access Memories if you have not. Let's see what's going on in the fucking news. Okay. So Madison High School, HISD. Fucking up as usual. Madison High School, for those of you that don't know, is locally here. School in the hood. Hiram Clark. Madison High School has implemented a dress code for the parents.
Yeah.
This has caused a lot of drama.
Yeah.
And it should have.
Yeah.
So basically, the idea is that if you're going to come up to the school for any reason whatsoever, if you're going to be like on the premises in the building, you can't wear like rollers in your hair. You can't wear pajamas. Can't wear. I think you can't wear sweats or something.
Well, not necessarily. Well, sweats, yeah, but you know, like sagging pants.
Right.
The principal is very specific to call out like Daisy Duke shorts that show off your butt.
They remodeled that school and they don't know how to act.
Leggings with with no coverage in the front or rear. That was specifically mentioned. A lot of stuff. And you know what? The way that it's worded is definitely outrageous.
Okay.
And I can understand why people are taken aback by it, because it does come across as very classist.
Very much so.
It comes across. I can't even talk. It comes across as very demeaning to people. It comes across as respectability politics.
Definitely came across that way to me.
And I'm kind of torn though, because I understand I understand the sentiment that led to that. I understand because I've been in proximity, I'll say.
Sure.
I've been in proximity to these types of occurrences.
Sure.
And as a person who I'm not the most fashionably forward person in the world by any stretch of imagination.
I got Steven Universe shirt on now.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
You know, I pretty much dress like a slouch when I'm at home.
Sure.
But I've seen instances where and let's just be real. Let's be real.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know,
okay.
we are not all without judgment. There have been instances where I've been in places where black people have embarrassed me by the way that they look and the way that they act. And
Sure.
I know that's not the right thing to say, but there were plenty of times, like if I was in a bank or something, and you know how when you're in proximity to people, the way that they are does cast some type of reflection upon you by other people who may not be familiar. So I remember there were times where, for example, when I worked in the bank, and you know I conduct myself a certain way, and somebody comes in, pants hanging off his ass, drawers showing, you know, wearing slides and socks. Shout out to slides and socks though, because that's how I roll.
Real talk. Very comfortable.
With a do rag on, he's just walking down. Hey man, where they cash the check out, man? Hey nigga, you know, using the N word in public in a professional setting around me. I understand what causes the sentiment and causes someone to say, "Hey, Tremaine, bro, man, hey,
relax, dog.
Can you not do that in front of the white people, man?
Not so loud.
Don't do that in front of the white people, man.
We've all done it.
Like, you don't have to come out here in your house shoes, man. I know you can something. You can come out here, man. The white people watch it. I can understand what leads to that sentiment. I just think that the way that it was presented was not productive.
I agree.
There's a way to ask for something that resembles a respectable appearance, if that's important to you, without demeaning the people, because you don't know what their situation is. You don't know
exactly
if they can afford clothing. You don't know what the situation is.
If you told somebody there's an emergency with their kid, they not trying to put on a full face of makeup and
right
and do their hair, unwrap their hair, all that shit. They coming
right.
And the other thing about this that bothers me is that I don't feel like the education system here in America is in such a place to where you get to ask for this kind of shit. I could understand if the education system as it is wasn't already shitty, and this is just kind of a side note, but putting a rule like this to the forefront tells me that you think this is part of solving the problem, and it ain't.
It's not
at all. And so it comes back to the premium that I feel like we don't get to talk about as much, or that we downplay the premium that we put on respectability politics.
And I'm told that the principal who enforced that policy is actually a very, very good and a very effective administrator.
I'm sure she is.
And I just wish that there was a way for that, if that was a concern, for that to be presented without basically making people look bad in front of company, which is what I feel kind of happened. Also, same school, same week, a young girl was jumped after school and was allowed to go home without really being checked for injuries.
That's that bullshit.
And died like a day later.
See, same school?
Same school.
Nah, fuck that.
So some people were saying that they think that dress code was a cover-up for it. I don't
know. A bad
know.
one.
I don't know.
If it was, it's a bad one.
I don't know the facts in the case. I'm just stating what people stated.
Man, listen. And shit like that right there. The way your parents are dressed ain't solving that problem.
Right.
I need to know what happened to my child. And guess what? Me putting on some fully ironed slacks ain't getting me those fucking answers. If I got to come up there with basketball shorts and whoop every little nigga's ass there, y'all gonna tell me what the fuck happened to my child. There's no reason some shit like that should happen and don't nobody know shit.
Yeah.
and you want to talk to me about why my girl got rollers in her head coming up to the fucking school. Solve some real fucking problems. Solve some problems with the curriculum. Put the arts back in the fucking schools. You know what I'm saying? Why don't we put a little more of the onus on these student athletes? Keep their grades up. Do some shit like that. Why don't we do something about these censored ass textbooks that just decide they're not gonna talk about certain shit? We're not gonna talk about Hillary Clinton. The fuck? That just decide they're not gonna talk about key points of history in a state with such a fucked up history. Are you fucking kidding me?
Slavery was a choice.
Slavery was a choice, ass niggas. Are you fucking kidding me? And this is part of the reason I hate. I look at people that employ respectability politics like motherfuckers with flip phones.
Oh.
Respectability politics is the Motorola Razr.
Wow, words hurt.
Of the black community. Real talk, man. Like, why are we still worried about a look or how it looks to white people? Because at the end of the day, that's all this is. All this is how it looks to white people. Let's keep it a whole stack there. Get the fuck out of here. Henry Louis Gates is one of the most respectable motherfuckers on the planet. And he got hemmed up by the police trying to break into his own fucking house. It does not matter, guys.
It doesn't matter.
It does not matter at all. It does not matter what you are wearing. It doesn't matter whether you pronounce the whole word. It doesn't really even matter your level of education, because guess what? Whether or not you black or white, it's hard as fuck to have a bachelor's degree and get a job out here in your field. So definitely, if you're black, it doesn't matter. Your level of education doesn't matter. We all deserve to have a say. We all deserve to have a seat at the table.
Yes.
So shit like this just perpetuates and it triggers people, because we should be past this. We should be past this and tackling the real problems. We have serious problems in our community. And this ain't solving none of them. You can't tell me in the same week that a kid turns up dead over some bullying at school and nobody knows what the fuck happened, that this is solving anything. Because somebody in slacks gonna come up to the school and whoop everybody's ass the same way somebody in their fucking basketball shorts will. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck HISD, dog. I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry. Man, yeah, I started early. What else is going on? So we were gonna talk about music. I have not listened to the Lizzo album yet.
I just heard the name Lizzo this week and doesn't really know what that is.
We're gonna talk, but I definitely want to unpack that and talk about that, because that's a big thing. That's big in the industry for a couple of reasons, but we'll get back to that.
Okay.
We'll do that next week. There just hasn't been a lot of music out.
This was
Everybody's waiting.
Everyone had to stay away from Endgame. Like, even Beyonce had to stay away from Endgame. She had to drop a week early because nobody wanted that.
And everybody had to stay away from Beyonce.
Yeah. So it's just like this.
We still don't know when Lucky Day's album's coming.
So this is just kind of an off week for everyone. Somebody told me that Bun B released an album this week.
Bun B got an album out?
Okay, I still haven't heard it. I couldn't find it because I was really paying attention to Endgame.
Tech Nine dropped an album, but that's 21 songs, and I don't know if I can do 21 songs of Tech Nine.
I don't have a 21 song commitment in my soul right now.
Not for Tech Nine. That's some hard rapping.
That's
for
like
21
hard,
songs.
fast rapping.
Right. Shout out to Tech Nine from Strange Music, man. That's a hot rapper, but that's some hard rapping to listen to for 21 songs. That's a real deep dive. So we'll be back to the we'll be back to the music. We'll have some shit for you next week.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck is Kanye doing in the desert?
Don't really care.
Like,
it's a tired script. You piss off folks. You alienate people. You say dumb shit. You fall back, and then you come back basically doing gospel music. But you're basically just like biting people's music and just Kirk Franklin in it.
In the desert. Y'all ain't got shit to do in Calabasas, do you? Man, so this is, and you know what? I'll put it like this. I would almost be okay with this if I didn't think he was about to try to sell us something.
Oh, it's coming. You know it's coming.
Like, if Chance did this, I'd probably be with it.
Yeah.
Chance does shit like that.
Yeah, and you saw this that Kanye was selling merchandise. It was like $80 T-shirts, $225 sweatshirts, $50 socks.
God damn.
And it was that ugly stencil, regular ass font that the lead, like the iron-on looking shit.
He can only do that shit in Calabasas.
Man, all you motherfuckers that enable him, y'all just stop.
Real talk, man.
Like, stop pretending like he's changed your life. Stop pretending like everything that he's doing is profound
or even original.
Y'all are just listening to a dude that siphons shit from other people, recycles it, and does it worse than the other people did before him. You know, the hottest track that y'all liked from him performing last week was some shit that was done by Stro Elliott, that Soul to Soul shit.
Oh, right, exactly.
Shit, Stro Elliott sent that track to one of my homeboys to rap over like 2 years ago. You didn't discover shit, Kanye. And shout out to Kanye for not even telling Stro Elliott that he was going to use it. And lucky that Stro Elliott is a good enough sport to be like, oh, shit, Kanye used it. That's so cool.
Yeah, he let him make it. I just wish this weren't, there was something telling me that this is genuine. Or something telling me that this is something that he's doing, even just artistically. But it ain't.
Nope.
He's selling us something.
He's coming out with an album. Y'all know it.
Kanye only interacts with other humans when he's trying to sell them something.
Yep.
Like, you know, I'm pretty sure he sold Thanos that T-shirt he had.
That Urban Outfitters shirt.
That Urban Outfitters joint.
That he was wearing on the farming place. That did look like that Kanye season 1 slave shit.
That Walking Dead chic. God damn.
That Prison Planet ass sweatshirt.
What else is going on? Fucking Kanye. Oh, Cardi B. Cardi B versus the blogs.
She stays out there.
Man, Cardi B hot with the blogs. She's sick of that shit.
Man.
Not specifically Shade Room.
I mean, I don't blame her.
She did I wish I could bring it up. Cardi B did a series of Instagram joints. She likes to do that. Railing against the blogs, but specifically Shade Room. And I quote, this is a quote, that water buffalo built bitch from Shade Room who owns Shade Room.
Wow.
Water buffalo?
Wow.
Damn. That's Steph Curry with the shot.
Wow.
Water buffalo, dog?
Wow.
Cardi, I'm stealing that. By the way, Cardi looks fantastic lately. God damn. Like, I don't know if Cardi has abs or what. She got some shit. But I have to say, she went after Shade Room and the blogs, and she was like, you know, because basically they can't talk about, there's something contractually where Shade Room can't talk about Cardi.
Mm-hmm.
So they talk about Cardi adjacent people.
Yep.
Like, I think Cardi's management maybe talked about Offset and talked about what's the name chick from City Girls.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as Cardi is concerned, that's a plan and she don't appreciate it. And the other thing is that she was railing on how very rarely does Shade Room talk about anything positive with a lot of people.
Which is very true.
And they only really focus on the negative shit unless it's like, I mean, they might talk about Joel's proposing to Kim Bella or some shit. But, like, very rarely do they talk about anything positive. And they tried to shut her up by saying something positive about Offset, but it was like a year old. It was a repost. And she was talking, and she went on to talk about the Kodak and T.I. thing. And she was like, honestly, that's some shit that should have been squashed.
Right.
But y'all keep hyping it up, and that's what causes street niggas to start getting out here doing some street shit, and that could end badly for somebody. And let me tell you, y'all may not like the packaging, but Cardi says some real shit.
She does. She's like a reasonable, pardon me for saying that, a reasonable, sensible person. Like she actually has her head on straight. You can tell she has a good moral center.
You know, and
she used to drug niggas and rob them, but I mean,
who hasn't? Who hasn't? You've drugged somebody. And
that's what we do to
too.
ourselves every week on Opinions While Black.
Yeah, we get drunk and rob ourselves of sense. But honestly, and this is some real shit. And granted, Shade Room, I've given Shade Room a little leeway. Who is that over there? Shout out to Christina. But this is how I feel about Vlad.
Oh yeah.
Now, granted, Cardi went after Shade Room because she has a personal vendetta because they have definitely not always posted her in a good light, her and Offset. But the blogs are very guilty of this. Bossip. The blogs are a thing where you can just say some shit.
You just say some shit,
and then it's a thing.
It doesn't have to be true. It just has to be mess.
It just has to be mess, and it just has to be spicy. Like, Love and Hip Hop has gotten so meta that half the shit that goes on in Love and Hip Hop is about something someone said in the blogs.
Right.
And so, but I like, for me, I know Vlad is bad about this. Vlad is trash about this.
Vlad is that dude that be like, hey man, you know what's his name? Nah, not really.
What you think about that nigga?
That nigga pissed on your mama, nigga.
How you feel about that, bro?
Your mama like piss?
He pissed on my mama. No, answer the question.
Your mama like piss? How you feel about that?
And just be setting your ass up for some shit. That's why Joe Budden want to slap the shit out of Vlad.
I mean, I'm just asking questions. You go talk to him. I'm just asking questions. That's all I'm doing.
And has perpetuated some nasty narratives. So yeah, no wonder Joe Budden want to smack the shit out of Vlad. Allegedly, maybe Diddy. I don't know. I think they got into something with Diddy. But
line up. That's all you say. Line up.
So yeah, I hopefully, and we talk about some spicy shit too, but at the same time, it's always in jest, and we don't mean anybody disrespect unless they're disrespectful. Shout out to Future.
And
Suck
by the
my
way,
dick.
what we say stays here, right?
Basically,
it stays here.
More or less stays here on the podcast, on SoundCloud. It is what it is, though. Spotify,
Apple Music, Google Podcasts,
wherever podcasts play.
iHeartRadio.
Real talk. YouTube. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with White People Must Be Stopped. You are currently experiencing Opinions While Black, sober conversation with the least sober team in podcasting. Pour up. Well, we're back, but I just wanted to put out there that Beyonce has just posted a picture of herself laying in a sea of Adidas kicks. So the rollout is coming.
I actually don't give a damn about those shoes. I didn't even know they were shoes until you pointed that out.
Man, postpartum Beyonce looking.
I saw hips.
God damn.
Hey, you can do it, man. Just cut out the sugar, dairy, bread, meat, fish.
Just bathe in apple cider vinegar and,
you know what I'm saying?
and eat celery stalk all day. You might get there.
Dance for 8 to 15 hours a day.
Right.
You know, and breastfeed. And
you'll get there. And with that, it is time for White People Must Be Stopped. Today I have a real life story. So I was on the way back from I was on the way back from my lunch break. I was walking back to work, and I had a few minutes to kill, so I was casually walking kind of slow, and I stopped at this little kind of almost circle drive next to this fountain. I was on my phone checking social media, shit like that. And a car pulls up. I don't think anything of it. I think somebody's just going to run in one of these shops and run out. Illegal parking is an all-time high in that area on Sundays. And the guy walks up to me. I'm not noticing at first, but he looks at me very intently. Now, I just have on cargo shorts, my work shirt, and my work badge. He comes up to me and goes, "Excuse me." Not paying him any mind. "Excuse me. Need a little help." And I look up, I go, "Oh, I'm sorry. What's up? What's the matter?" He goes, "Nothing. I just need you to take this." And he has his car keys in his hand, and he's handing me his car keys. He thinks I am a valet. So, right. So, I take a minute. Do I want to have a nigga moment here? Do I want to say something smart? Or do I want to just ignore this man and let him stew in how stupid he sounds? I take the keys. He hands me the keys. I take the keys and go, "Sorry, sir," right away. He walks away, turns back around and goes, "Hey," hands me a $5 bill and goes, "Here, thanks a lot, man." And walks away like he's in a hurry. There's a young lady sitting at the bench next to me, reading. And she goes, "Hey, you work over across the street at so-and-so, don't you?" And I say, "Yes, I do." And she says, "Why did he hand you his keys?" I go, "Because he thinks this is a valet station. There's nothing at this particular curb that says anything about valet. There's a parking garage no less than 50 feet away." And she says, "Why does he think you're a valet?" I go, "I don't know."
Oh, you know.
Oh, I mean, I know. I didn't want to unpack it for this unsuspecting white girl who just saw something weird. I said, "But I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave these keys right here. I'm going to leave these keys right here. Are you going to be sitting here reading for a minute?" She says, "Yes." I left those keys on the fountain where he found me, and I'm going to go to my real job. I'm keeping the money, though. I did keep that $5 bill. I did pay it forward and pay my tip my Uber driver with it. The moral of this story is that racism pays. Well, it doesn't pay for white people. It paid me. Racism paid handsomely in that moment. The other moral of this story is, look at the black people you are interacting with. If you look closely enough, you will see that one, sometimes we look different. And that two, we are not always the help.
You know, it's weird because people aren't used to seeing black people at leisure. And,
right.
And there are some people who just always assume, like, if there's a black person standing around, that they're at your service.
They're on the clock.
Like, you know, we like to sometimes stand around and do nothing every once in a while.
It's true. If I was a valet, I was the worst valet of all time. My shirt was untucked. Valets dress better than me.
Yeah.
Valets dress better than me. They got more polos than I do.
And they usually actually have like a valet station.
They have a fucking station with prices. He just assumed that valet was $5 over in Rice Village. Get the fuck out of here.
He didn't even ask for the ticket either.
Nothing. He just bounced. I'm pretty sure he got towed. I'm good with it. Send your racist stories, your racist.
Fucking stupid. God, man.
Your racist comments, your racist news that you think we've missed, anything you think is going on, and along with your listener letters. I have opened up listener letters to Team Oz, and I'm very worried about what's going to come down the pipeline first. Actually, we do have one. It's a quick one. I'll do it at the end of the show.
Okay.
But send all that to opinionswhileblack@gmail.com or any of the social media avenues viewed below for you guys on YouTube. We will be right back with the top 3 STFUs on Opinions While Black. Pour up. And we are back. We are black. We are opinionated. And I will admit, I'm only moderately drunk. I feel like Euphonic set the standard last week.
I'm still coming
for
down
drunkenness.
from last week.
That was some brand new shit.
That opening shot last week, I think, kind of set the precedent for me to just have a fucked up.
That was some fuckery. We didn't get you in trouble with the wife, right?
Oh, no, I slept on the couch voluntarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
No, I just put it out there like, hey, how's it going? I'm going to sleep on the couch.
Okay, yeah.
She was like, cool, I get to sleep diagonally in the bed.
Is that what married life comes down to?
When you get to sleep diagonally, when you get a full snow angel stretch in that bitch, man, live for it.
That's what's up, man. Married life, y'all make married life sound beautiful. I still ain't down for that shit. It ain't for everybody. It is time for my favorite part of the evening, the top 3 STFUs. Who are the 3 people in America who need to shut the fuck up?
Okay, shut up.
Number 3, fine ass Jordan Woods.
Oh man.
Man, look. I have never seen somebody give up the good grace of the community so fast.
And we've every week we have to kind of like retract ourselves a little bit, and we have to say shit like, maybe we'll give someone a week or 2 before we really start to cut for them.
This is why.
And we just may have to expand that to like indefinitely until we know without reservation that this person is in the clear.
Isn't that they're in fact not shitty. Because Jordan Woods, what was that shit she said? She said that going through the triangle drama in the media with Chloe and Tristan, that she finally knew what it was like to be a black woman in America. Jordan, what the fuck?
Did she not grow up with mirrors?
What part of life have you been living to where you just now figured this shit out? Isn't she, like 22 or something?
I mean, she's old enough to cheat with a nigga, so yeah. Allegedly.
Supposedly. Bruh. And not even, we don't even have to deep dive about how dumb it is. A statement. We don't even have to unpack the statement. Just that you pretty much had the good charity of the community. Because any enemy of the Kardashians is more or less a friend of the black community at this point. So you really had our attention, you had our curiosity, and you could have took that and ran with it. You could have rebranded. You could have did the full rebrand.
You absolutely could. You could have just started from scratch.
Beyonce did a full rebrand and turned hella pro-black, and this is before, and she already had our good charity. You had it newfound, and you fucked it off. It goes back to the Elon James White rule. You can always say nothing.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
As a matter of fact, I think I like Jordan Woods better saying nothing. Because I haven't heard anything smart out of her mouth, per se.
True.
But she looks amazing.
And I'm not going to give her a bomb drop for that one. Just because I don't want to flatter her ego right now with some bullshit. I had to learn, in the rare instance that I received a compliment from someone, to just say thank you and shut the fuck up.
Just say thank you and shut the fuck up and run.
Because so often you can say too much after that and completely fuck up whatever compliment or gratitude you received.
And she certainly did. She played herself.
For the first time in my life, I know what it feels like to be an African American woman.
Okay, shut up.
So that means you've been going through a lot of African American ass feelings, and you didn't know that's what that was.
I think that's what the Kardashians do to you, though.
Yeah, that's the side effect of them putting you in the little Captain America machine, and you come out looking like a fucking Bratz doll. Jordan Woods, take my advice on this one. I don't usually do the shut up and dribble, shut up and do what you do, whatever thing. Just be fine and shut up. Just be fine and shut the fuck up.
Okay, shut up.
Next time, just take the ball and run. Now you really played yourself out of a bag. You could have showed up in next season of Empire or something. While that's still relevant.
I'm saying they got an opening once they drop Jussie.
You know, Jussie's back on the show.
Yeah, I've heard.
They had an episode, like a gay wedding episode with Jussie in it.
What's wild about that shit, sidebar, is that I've never seen an episode of that show, let's just say for the record.
Right.
But I would imagine, because nobody's talking about it anymore, that they actually have realized that Jussie's probably the most relevant person on that show now.
Right. Or they realize that just Empire in general is a trash show. Number 2. The Russell Westbrook stands.
Okay, shut up.
Y'all got to, man, we got to have a come to Jesus meeting at last.
I have to, before you do that.
Do it.
I have to interrupt to acknowledge, never fuck with anyone whose first name is Damien.
Ah!
I'm just going to say pulling up from 30, holding my hand in the air like that.
For those of you who don't understand what's going on right now, the Russell Westbrook stand's been talking a lot of shit. They've been talking a lot of shit. You know, a lot of the conferences, both conferences are looking real uneven.
Yeah,
because all the talent is converging in just a handful of teams.
On Golden State,
mostly Golden State. But now the remaining talent is really trying to make themselves shine.
Yeah.
And Russell Westbrook has definitely been one of these people trying to make himself shine in the absence of Kevin Durant on OKC. Yeah. And OKC without Kevin Durant, has turned out to be a bunch of above-average niggas, a bunch of slightly above-average niggas with one nigga that's just slightly above that. Russell, triple doubles don't matter if your team's still losing. Let's keep that a buck. 2, triple doubles don't matter when Damian Lillard shows up and smokes your ass.
The best part about it, though, was when the camera zoomed in on Dame Lillard's face, and he just had that look like
he had that bars look, like the bars meme. Everybody losing their shit, and he's looking at the camera like he's looking at Russell Westbrook. That's how Russell Wilson looks at Future. While Sierra's sucking his dick.
Okay, shut up.
They're gonna release a sex tape and address it to Future.
I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't want a nigga that looks like football Carlton Banks doing a sex tape.
Tiger Woods of the NFL. It's just not working out for me.
I don't want to see a sex tape with a nigga with a spit curl.
A nigga with good hair, straight backs. Shit keeps slipping out.
I don't want to see a sex tape with a nigga with edge control. Nigga got the toothbrush and gel at the house on deck.
This nigga was still wearing FUBU and throwing up West Side like 2 years ago.
Oh man, why did they turn us loose on the internet?
Well, you're the highest paid person in the NFL, man. you can never buy the corn away.
Oh,
Ever, man.
it's true.
But
But
he came up on Sierra.
he did come up on Sierra.
Have you seen like her last few videos?
No. Oh, it's like that? It's like that?
Just keep talking.
Okay.
Just keep talking.
Russell Westbrook stands. Y'all have to come to terms about who your nigga really is. He's embarrassed himself this week. I saw an Instagram of him sitting on the bench after they lost the game, with Cases Missing You playing. And it's just a whole bunch of slow motion scenes of him and Kevin Durant with their little best friend treehouse shakes and shit. Russell Westbrook stands. Y'all got to shut the fuck up at least for a month. We don't get to hear from y'all at least until trading starts next year. And the number one people who should shut the fuck up.
Okay, shut up.
Y'all, the haters, the Game of Thrones haters, the unnecessary Game of Thrones haters.
I would like to make an announcement
that I have never seen an episode of Game of Thrones.
Okay, shut up.
And I don't know what all the fuss is about.
but I'm going to watch episode 3 of season 8 so that I can see what all this shit is about.
And you're not seeing what any of the shit is about.
At all.
Or the people that go, I saw one episode in season 4, and I don't understand why everybody loves this show so much. So you missed 3 seasons of character development just to tell us that, my nigga? Get the fuck, y'all so fucking corny. And they're gonna talk about it in game too. They're gonna be the same ones.
Yeah.
They're gonna be the same ones talking about, oh, am I the only person that doesn't see what all the in-game hype is about?
I
nigga.
I didn't really get it, man. I don't even know what was happening.
I don't see everybody's getting all riled up over some comic book characters.
Why y'all even like that superhero shit anyway, man? That shit ain't even believable, man.
Those cartoons. Quit calling comic books cartoons,
Yeah.
nigga. Suck my dick. Hate y'all. I hate y'all.
That was the first suck my dick of this entire episode.
of this entire episode.
This was the least suck dickiest episode ever.
Wow. 40 episodes later, I'm showing some growth. I don't even think I have to deep dive on them. They can just shut the fuck up, dog.
Just shut the fuck up, man.
D. Randle, have we done a podcast?
We have done a motherfucking podcast.
With some bonus content.
Biatch.
Who else is doing that?
Yo mama.
Oh,
baby.
yo mama. Real quick, I wanted to answer a listener letter question.
Oh, yes.
What question or questions would we have? This is from Sluo. What's up, Sluo?
What up?
What questions would we have, or question would we have, if Tormund Giantsbane from Game of Thrones was a guest? Because I did make a joke that he's like the best guest we'll never have.
The one burning question that I have is, bro, where did you keep that milk all this time?
Bruh,
That was the most unexpected shit.
this man drinks out of a fucking horn.
It just got. He's like, oh, y'all got a drink? Nah, I'm good. I got a drink. You think he might pull out a flask or something,
He pulled out an animal's giant horn.
bro?
Y'all can't tell me Tormund Giantsbane isn't a fucking god. He's invited to any party I'm at. Fuck the bullshit. Wildling, I'm not surprised. Wildlings ought to be able to turn up. That shit, when he got there, that shit looked like a turn up.
Yeah.
How y'all gonna be the first ones to get some winter and y'all turning up? God damn. Tormund Giantsbane is my dude. I go with that. Where the fuck did you get all that shit in your horn?
Man. And yeah,
Oh.
that was your boy too. You were genuinely concerned about.
I was
whether or not
genuinely
he
concerned
survived.
about whether he made it from Eastwatch.
Also, shout out to the quote of the week. is the big woman still here?
That's what I'm talking about. Keep your eyes on the prize. The zombie apocalypse is coming. You looking for that pussy. Fuck a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. That's the fuck I'm talking about. Man, thank you, Slow, for that wonderful question. Team Oz, y'all some real ones. Do we have do we have any additional?
It's not loading, so I can't really tell.
Okay. Well, we'll get to that another time. In the meantime, this has been episode 40. We didn't want to make a big landmark thing out of this. I guess the big landmark is that we gave y'all some bonus content.
Bitches. I didn't mean to call y'all bitches. So.
We're gonna show our ass. We're gonna show our ass from here on. From here on, we're showing our whole motherfucking ass.
Count down to episode 50.
Count down to episode 50. Y'all not fucking ready. I might try to do a party. I might try to do some kind of party. We'll see what happens. That's down the pipeline, though. In the meantime, this has been episode 39. No, episode 40.
Look at him.
So drunk. Episode 40. I have been Oz.
I am still D. Randle.
And as always, forever imparting titties.